Hey YouTube, Barney Black here, running with MS. Story of my symptoms. This is a summary. This is a summary of the last 7 episodes I did, which took you through in some sort of chronological order the symptoms I experienced as far back as 2002 up to my diagnosis in 2017 to where we are today in 2020. And the summary really is going to be about how those symptoms continue to affect me today. First though, if you're a subscriber, thank you very much. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, it'd be great if you tick that subscribe button. And if you'd like to keep up to date with my future videos, both for MS updates, which for the rest of this year, after my neurologist appointment on the 21st, unless there's anything significantly happening about my MS, the videos that you see will likely be focused around running. I've got my first marathon in a little under 2 weeks' time, and I intend to run the equivalent of 50 marathons this year, which is 1,310 miles. So there should be some pretty interesting videos that I put together through that journey in itself. So hit that subscribe button. Onwards to the summary. So from the head to the toes is kind of how I want to take you through where I am today. Cognitive challenges, the cog fog is definitely something that I deal with. I forget words, I can forget the names of things which I'm very, very familiar with. I can walk into rooms and have no clue why I'm there. I can do daft things like put a tea bag in a coffee, then I'll put coffee in the tea bag in the cup, and then I'll put coffee in the cup. I'll take things out the fridge and put them in the cupboard, and I'll take things out the cupboard and put them in the fridge, and just daft things. My flow of thought from the thinking of the thought to the acting out what the thought is intending me to do gets a little bit jumbled some of the time, but enough for it to be something which I'm aware of. Thankfully, it's not caused any massive challenges at home or at work. Fatigue and emotional challenges. Fatigue is something I've experienced more and more, particularly the last 12-18 months, and I've developed a few coping mechanisms for that. One of them being just to stop and rest and try to get some sort of recharge. But fatigue's not a funny thing, and it's not something which you can't liken it to being tired. It's not the same as being tired. It brings other feelings, heaviness to the head, or just a real lethargy about everything that is in your being, and a tiredness which is beyond being tired. It's just you have nothing left. And the emotional challenges, I talked a little bit about that on the last video as well. They're the things I struggle with the most. I know that I can sit and for no reason feel completely different. Emotionally, I'll just be in a completely different space. And I also with that, I've developed a few strategies to help me deal with it. Taking me away from what I'm doing, listening to music that I know that is going to lift my spirits, going into the fresh air, just a few techniques and a few different things which I try to make sure that the emotions don't get the better of me. I still have pins and needles in my fingers and hands here and here. That's been some of the first symptoms that I experienced. I still have numbness in my lower back and in my bum, which is nothing like it was when I first experienced that and went to the doctors and then eventually to the neurologist. But that's still there, but it doesn't cause me the difficulties that it did. My legs and my feet are the worst by far. My legs feel heavy, they feel like they're almost anchored to the ground, they feel like they're wrapped in compression tights, not just one pair, 2 or 3 pairs. My feet, both feet, let the dog out. Both feet are quite heavy with the pins and needles, and I mentioned about the underside of my feet also feeling as if I'm walking on uneven surfaces. I haven't talked about the leg spasms. I get the leg spasms regularly as well. Last night my legs were spasming. The Sunday night, my legs were spasming. So it is a regular thing. It's something which happens more and more when I'm tired. A little bit like the pins and needles, that intensifies when I'm tired. But actually, when I wake up, the pins and needles is really intense as well, particularly in my arms. I think I described it before, but if you could imagine that kind of dead arm weight when you wake up and your arm is just really heavy with pins and needles. I can only shake that off up to a point because there's always that remaining feeling. And I also have a slightly new, I can't think of the word. I don't want to say symptoms at this stage because I'm not sure if it is symptoms, but activity. I'll use the word activity. And it's like being my toes and the outsides of my feet. I'm now getting a fairly regular occurrence of, it feels like I'm being stabbed by a sewing needle. And it doesn't last long. It doesn't happen over a length of time either. It's just every so often, maybe once a day or a couple of times a day, I'll get a stabbing pain in one of my feet, around the toes or on the outside of my feet. So I have a neurologist appointment on the 21st of February. So when I speak with my neurologist, I'm going to mention that and see if that can or will be put down as a relapse. But the MRI will probably have to be done to check if there's any more lesions in my brain or in my spine. And that, I think, is the summary of where I am. I still have all these symptoms of varying levels of activity. Activity will do. And that's the thing with MS. It's not something that you can always see. I'm quite lucky. I have relapsing remitting MS, and I'm not lucky because I've got RRMS. I'm lucky because I believe I'm at the low end of the impact that it gives other people, and it's because of that that I want to try and draw attention to what life can be like with relapsing remitting MS. I also do these videos because I want to show what I am able to do, even though I'm dealing with all these symptoms on a day-to-day basis, which nobody can see, nobody knows are there. And it's something that a lot of people with any chronic illness, I'm confident a lot of people with a lot of challenges, not just chronic illnesses, but other things that are going on, the mental strength that you have to find to push you through each day, again, is something which maybe isn't necessarily something that people are fully aware of, that is what you're doing to get you through day after day after day after day. And don't get me wrong, I've got many more good days than I do bad days. So that's it, that's my summary. I may have gone on a little bit longer than intended, apologies for that, but if you're stuck with me this far, thank you very much. Tick the subscribe button, you'll keep up to date with the rest of my videos as they come through for the year. Thank you for watching. My name's Barney Black. I've got MS, it doesn't and it isn't going to get me. Be cool.